Hi, Mo Hashim here with Flat Fee Landlord Property Management serving Northern Virginia. Today I want to go over 5 ways that you can reduce the vacancy in your Northern Virginia rental home. Number 1, provide your property with the maximum marketing exposure that it deserves. The more people see your property, the higher the chances are that you're going to be able to rent it out. I recommend making sure that your house is definitely visible online. Research today shows that 90% of people searching for a home start their search online. So make sure that you're using free avenues such as Zillow, Trulia, Craigslist, just to name a few, to advertise your home, because you definitely want to make sure it's online. Tip number 2, you want to make sure you know your competition and that you're better than them. When you're out there putting your home out for rent, you're most likely not going to be the only person on your block or in your neighborhood that's doing so. So you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on what your neighbor down the road is renting their house for. But in addition to that, you also want to make sure you do well as a landlord as well. Tenants are going to measure how well of a landlord you're going to be with how quickly you are to respond to their inquiries. So if somebody reaches out to you wanting more information about the property, make sure that you're able to provide them with that information quickly. Tip number 3, you got to know your market and you got to price your property accordingly. Let's say you own a condo in a condo building and you place it for rent. You got to make sure, this goes along with knowing your competition, that there could be other similar condo units also available for rent in that building. If yours is the same layout as 2 or 3 other units in that same building and you're asking for $300 or $400 a month more in rent, well, the likelihood of you being able to rent that property out is a lot lower than if you were to price your property strategically versus what your competition's doing. Tip number 4, make sure you show your property in the best light. Okay, you want to make sure that when you show the property, it's rental ready. That means make sure you have a fresh coat of paint on the walls, make sure that it's been professionally cleaned, the carpets have been cleaned, because people typically go into a property and want to see themselves living there. If it's messy, they're probably not going to want to fill out an application. So you want to make sure that you always present it in the best light. And then the last tip, the best way to prevent vacancy on your property is to never have it in the first place. So if you currently have tenants in place, the best way to keep them is to make sure you keep your rent increases in line with current market conditions. You don't want to just throw a $300 or $400 rent increase for no reason, because your tenant's most likely going to move out, and if it's not in line with what the current market is asking for, your house is probably going to sit vacant for a while. So make sure you keep in line with the current increases that the market suggests, and that way you can garner more money, but at the same time keep your home occupied. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. My name is Mo Hashim with Flat Fee Landlord.